everyone, my name is Vanessa Kai Valentin, a 13-year-old environmentalist and climate change advocate from River State, Nigeria, and welcome to the RISECT Podcast. RISECT is actually an acronym that stands for River State Environmental and Climatic Threats. And on this podcast, as the name implies, we'll be talking everything that concerns the environment, the lifestyle of the people in River State. How are they coping with the environmental issues? We want to amplify the voices of River State inhabitants so that the world can know the environmental issues and climate change effects that we are suffering from. Okay, so when is this podcast? I'll be uploading more videos on different episodes, and welcome to the first episode of the RISECT Podcast. Now, I'll be giving you a basic summary of everything, how it started and how it's going in River State concerning climate change and the environment. Now, first of all, because I want you all to understand more about the terminologies I'll be using in further episodes, this is going to be like the basic. Okay, so the geographical location. As we all know, Nigeria is located in the western part of Africa. But where is River State located? River State is located in the south-south geopolitical zone of Nigeria, and it is also part of the Niger Delta State. Niger Delta State in Nigeria means the states that are oil-producing states. And it is close to the rivers and the Atlantic Oceans. That is to say that River State here has lots of rivers, and fishing is one of their major occupation, also farming. So like they practice agriculture. Now, what's the nickname of River State? River State is called the treasure base of the nation. But when you hear the Garden City, it refers to the capital, that's the administrative and commercial capital of River State, which is Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is referred to as the Garden City of Nigeria. Facts. Okay, what are the facts about River State? One major fact you should know is that 60% of oil, that's the crude oil produced, is from River State. That's one fact. And River State is the 6th most populous state in Nigeria. I know, right? That's big. The local government areas and occupations. Local government areas. In River State, we have 23 local government areas, which we'll be looking at in further episodes. But some of them include the Ekwere, Opobo, Obiakpo, Gokana, Kana, Eche, Awuda East, Awuda West, Abuadua, and so much more that you get to know more of them in other episodes. Then the occupation, as I said earlier, because of the vast rivers we have here in River State, the major occupation of the natives include farming and fishing, but most about fishing, because when you hear the fishing industry, River State comes to your mind because of the lots of rivers. There are lots of rivers, and they practice fishing. Okay, that's their major occupation. Then farming is next. The natural resources. Okay, natural and both agricultural resources we have here in River State. Number one is crude oil. Crude oil is like when you River State natural resources, crude oil is number one. We also have some resources like silica, agricultural resources, cassava, maize, rice, and so much more. These are the resources we have here in River State. But how is life since the discovery of oil? That's what we're going to be looking at now. Discovery of oil. The first place that oil was first discovered in Nigeria is Olobiri. Olobiri was the first place that they saw oil, that they discovered oil. And Nigeria's first crude oil field was laid from Olobiri field to Port Harcourt on the Bonny River. That was like the first export route that they took was to Port Harcourt on the Bonny River. Okay, that's the description of discovery of oil. Now, how's life been since the discovery of oil? It's a good thing, the advantages and the disadvantages, but the disadvantages here are more than the advantages because of human activities. Here in River State, we're suffering from great environmental issues that I'll be highlighting to you all. I want to enlighten you all about these environmental issues. So, after the discovery of oil, yes, it was a good thing, but it increased pollution, air and water pollution. In River State here, we suffered from soot. I'll talk about soot in the next episode too. We suffer from soot, health diseases, global warming, ocean acidification, and so much more because of this discovery of human activities. Although this oil boosted the River State economy, but it's affecting the people, it's affecting our natural world. We have lost so many, like most species in River State are on the brink of extinction. We need to take care of our environment. That's how life has been since the discovery of oil. Most people are suffering, especially those close to the riverine areas and the places that have more crude oil. They're actually suffering from the effects of all this human activities. Human activities is severe. Then when you hear the garden city of Nigeria, what comes to your mind? Yes, garden, trees, flowers, like like forest and the rest, huge trees, like everywhere is decorated, beautifully designed with trees. That's why they call it the garden city of Nigeria. But is it still worthy of this title right now? If you come to Port Harcourt, deforestation is taking place, global warming, heat waves. There was a period here in Port Harcourt that we as children, when we go to school, we don't comfortably learn in the classroom. We had to go outside to learn. Everywhere was so hot. Even children started having heat rashes and so much more. I was like on the headlines of news and the rest, the heat. Even as the fan is blowing, you're still like this, finding yourself, here it's hot, that kind of thing. Because deforestation is taking place. And deforestation is another major cause that fastens the rate of climate change and global warming. The importance of these trees is not just to provide oxygen. As they are providing this oxygen, they are taking out those harmful gases in like carbon into them and releasing them. They are nature's own air purifiers. Trees are the silent warriors of our planet, gradually absorbing oxygen, carbon and giving out oxygen. They are nature's own air purifiers, and this is why we should preserve the trees. We should plant trees, practice afforestation, not deforestation. That's why we're suffering from global warming here in River State. We cut down the trees without replanting for short-term economic interests. We need to care about the inhabitants. How would the people's life be without the trees, without other natural things? Global warming, heat waves, air and water pollution. This is what the RISECT Podcast is all about. And you'll be learning more often. Okay, I've covered human activities and the effects of climate change. Now, vulnerability. Vulnerable. Who are the most vulnerable ones to this climate change, this global warming, this pollution and environmental degradation? Who are the most vulnerable? Who do you think? Is it the men? Is it the women? Personally, I believe it's the children. The children are suffering from health diseases due to soot, like lung diseases like asthma and the rest. They can't breathe properly. It's affecting their health. And children are still weak, still fragile. Their bodies are not yet fully developed. They can't fend for themselves. They are under the protection of the adults. So how would they, like, you understand what I mean? How would they cope in a society where there's pollution, there's degradation, there's heat waves? They can't even learn properly in the classrooms. This is why we need to take actions. You can write down in the comment section your views or thoughts about what River State is passing and how do you think we can take actions. See you in the next episode.